So many people have a fear of failing or failure, or so they think, so they perceive. In actual fact, it's not necessarily failure that they have a problem with. It's mediocrity, it's being average, or even uncertainty. The way to get over this is to have a reason why you must achieve your goal that is bigger than your fears and insecurities in relation to that goal. If you've got a reason why you must stand up every time someone knocks you down, you can look the problem in the eye and go, is that all you've got? Really? So have a reason why you must keep standing up again that's bigger than your fear of failure. That gives you a little bit better than average, and it gives you certainty, confidence and conviction. So if you've got the knowledge, the skills, the confidence and the reason why, there's really nothing to fear. Some people aren't necessarily afraid of failing. They're afraid of what other people think of them. Now, have you ever heard of the 595 rule? 5% of people in your world think you're amazing. You can't do a thing wrong. They're your raving fans. You could crash their car, tread on their hamster, and they'd go, don't worry, it was an accident. 5% of people in our world aren't going to like you. They don't like the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you sell. They don't like anything about you, really. The thing is, they don't like anybody. They don't like anything. They don't even like themselves, if we're honest. The truth is that 90% of the people in the middle are there to be convinced. We, that is our job, need to convince them. You see, those people will always like us, but they're crazy, they like everybody, so dismiss them. Those people are never going to like us, but we try to win them over because these two groups, we like to be liked. So we try to win those over and we hang around with these people and we give very little energy to the 90% in the middle who could really rock our world. So please, don't be afraid of failing that 5% or pleasing that 5%. Be terrified of being average and not going after the 90% because that's where your win is. Does this make sense? Next thing, if you're afraid of failing, let's give it some context, say a sales presentation. If you're afraid of failing in a sales presentation context, it's because you haven't done your research. Maybe you don't know your topic well enough. You haven't rehearsed, you haven't committed fully. And instead of trying, you're going to just give in. Or maybe instead of succeeding, you'll try. And instead of just saying what you're going to say or telling people what you're going to say, you need to convince them. So, do your research, make sure you know your subject, rehearse, and commit fully to the sales process. My friend Nigel Risner says that it's not failure, it's uncertainty that we fear. I think he's right. You see, if we say, I'll try, we can use it as an excuse. If we don't say we're going to try, if we say instead I'm going to or I won't, you know, either do it or don't. It's a bit Yoda, that, isn't it? Do or don't, there is no try. But if you don't try, if you do or don't, life gets easier. You remove the excuse, the opportunity to say I tried. The fear of failure kicking in again. Massive action that gives you that certainty, the confidence, the conviction. Let me give you an example here. I raised an awful lot of money for charity and I was terrified of failing. But what they didn't know is that months earlier I'd lost my mum to cancer. So I was going to succeed. I mean, over my dead body was I going to fail. I had a reason why I must that was bigger than my fear. It gave me the certainty, the confidence and the conviction to push through. Have you got a big enough reason why to overcome your fear of failure? Here are just a few of the top tips we've learned from our research interviews with top achievers to help you and your team overcome the fear of failure. See you on another video.